Today is December 23rd, 2021. My name is Charles Suter. Today I'm presenting part 9 of my series, The Rational Mind, focused on positivity, intended as a guide to rational living. My main message for this presentation is rationalists focus on the positive side of everything. Emotional distress is the product of two elements, adversity and irrational beliefs. Eliminate any one of those and you will not have emotional distress. If the irrational beliefs were removed from the equation, for example, there would be less or no emotional distress. It is the irrational beliefs that you can eliminate that is under your control. You cannot necessarily control when you're going to be suffering from adversity. Since a person can't always control his outer circumstances, adversity will happen periodically to everyone. However, the accompanying emotional distress is optional and depends on the triggering of an irrational belief. The more ingrained beliefs one has in their subconscious mind, the more likely they are to suffer from unwanted emotional distress. Adverse circumstances do not have to result in adverse emotional consequences. Now, negativity is expressed by negative thoughts, negative emotions, and or negative behaviors. And most negativity is the product, as I said before, of irrational beliefs. Proposition 1. A rationalist strives to maintain his positivity even during adversity. A rationalist is a realist, but he accepts reality and looks for the good in everything, even in the midst of things that are not so pleasant. Absent any physical threat, negativity basically has no inherent survival value. A negative response to a non-physical threat or adversity is in essence irrational. One key distinction between a rationalist and an irrationalist is their mental attitude. A rationalist is primarily an optimist and displays positivity much more than someone with a predominance of irrational, erroneous, and distorted beliefs. Some people are borderline irrational, meaning they are normally cheerful and positive until they come under duress from adversity or any circumstances they strongly believe should not happen to them. The true test of a rationalist is whether or not they can maintain their emotional composure and positivity during duress. Theoretically, a rationalist is less prone to emotional distress during adversity because he's more inclined to accept reality, choose his thoughts and actions carefully, and then take appropriate action. Proposition 2. Negativity is the leading indicator that a person possesses irrational beliefs. People's lives tend to move in the direction of their thinking, so think positive. A rationalist responds to adversity with a positive attitude and proactive actions. To become more rational, simply permit more positive thoughts and responses. If you want to gauge your level of irrationality, just observe your response during adversity, when events turn against your best interests. A pure irrationalist is upset whenever events do not support their preferences. In contrast, a pure rationalist does not suffer emotional distress during adversity that is not physically threatening. Now, of course, most people lie somewhere between a pure rationalist and a pure irrationalist. When irrational people get emotionally distressed, their thinking, feelings, and actions turn negative. Where you place your thoughts, actions tend to follow. Irrational thoughts tend to result in negative feelings and impulsive responses, which too often makes things worse. Proposition 3. Nature is inherently neutral, neither for nor against you. Now, everything happens for a reason. Reality is a product of logical consequences. Adversity happens to everyone. No one is immune. However, emotional distress is optional. You will get better results with positivity, including greater success and happiness. A rationalist believes that life is good and no one is out to take advantage of him. So when bad things happen, and they will occasionally, due to the peculiarities of nature and man, the rationalist does not rush to judgment. His first response to adversity is acceptance, and he then strives to fully understand his reality and the potential causes behind the circumstances. He knows that nature is essentially neutral, so his first response is to begin making choices to keep himself calm under duress, while he seeks ways to limit his losses and reap opportunities hidden in the fog of adversity. By keeping a positive mental attitude, the rationalist takes no rash actions, especially those that are negative and self-defeating. The rationalist weighs and considers his options and makes choices based upon expected gains versus expected costs. Now, my final message: by focusing on the positive, you will suffer much less emotional distress. To the extent that you can eliminate your irrational beliefs and replace them with their rational equivalent, or simply develop a good host of positive self-defined affirmations, you will make yourself more rational, able to support the greater likelihood that you will earn more success and achieve more happiness over your lifetime. The more proactively you promote rational beliefs as a continuing effort to build your rationality, the more you are prepared to live well in both the good and the bad times. That's all for now. Remember to stay positive. You'll be happier, healthier, and live longer.